Hey there YouTube, it's Bobby aka Paginator. As you can tell, I'm having microphone issues, but today we're making chocolate frogs and fizzing Whizbees, which are Wizarding World of Harry Potter treats. Here we go.
Okay, so we're going to start with Fizzing Whizbees, and for this you will need a bee-shaped mold, or you can just do fizzy blobs and just do kind of drops of chocolate without a mold if you wish to. I found this mold on Amazon. You will need some Pop Rocks. You'll need a little stick or toothpick. I got these for like $1.50 at my grocery store. And you'll need either chocolate chips or candy melts. When I make these for my nieces and nephews, I'm going to use the candy melts, but since these are just a testing batch, I'm going to use some chocolate chips. The first thing that you'll need to do is melt your chocolate. I'm going to not show that part, so we will come back when the chocolate is melted. Alright, we're back. So full disclosure, I did go to my pantry after I started the chocolate chips melting and found some candy coating in white and chocolate, so I put a few cubes of the chocolate flavored candy coating in with the chocolate chips to just help it be a little bit better melting consistency and not so heavy on the richness of these candies. Once your chocolate is melted, you're going to put a little bit into these bee molds, and you just want a little bit. Let me stress, you just want a little bit. So I've just dipped my spoon into the chocolate and I'm going to tap it. Am I even in frame? Okay. Then I'm going to take my little toothpick stick and spread this so it covers a majority of the bottom of the bee shape. And I'm going to go ahead and do this for each one of the little bee molds in this piece. It's not perfectly covered, but that's okay. You just need a little bit for this step. And now I'm going to put this in the fridge for about 10 minutes to let it harden. If you are not doing the bee molds and you're just doing kind of a blob, you want to skip this step and do all of your chocolate work in one step.
Alright, microphones on the fritz again. So the bees have hardened in the fridge, and I am taking this giant knife. You can use anything with a flat edge, and you want to scrape across the top after you've added the other layers that we're putting in now. So I'm going to pick up my packet of Pop Rocks. I have Fruit Punch Pop Rocks here, and I ended up using less than one packet to fill up these bees, but I just made a couple of pinches of Pop Rocks, or picked up a couple of pinches of Pop Rocks for each bee mold and added them into the mold shapes. And then after that, I will add chocolate on top of that using a spoon at first, and then using that flat edge big monster knife thing to scrape the excess chocolate, and I scrape all of that into a corner away from one of the bee shapes. Alright, up next I'm going to take the excess chocolate from the Fizzing Whizbees and create some chocolate dipped cinnamon bears. So this is a bonus treat for you guys. This is something that I like to do if I have some leftover chocolate from something, because honestly one of the greatest pleasures in life is a chocolate dipped cinnamon bear. Don't know if you've ever had one, highly recommend it. So what I'm telling you here, until I figured out that my microphone was off or partially on, whatever, is that I'm holding the bear by the head. You could hold it by the feet as well, and dipping it into my pan of melted chocolate and just trying to use up that excess chocolate, placing it on a plate covered with wax paper so that the chocolate doesn't stick to the plate. That's very important. You could also use tin foil or even parchment paper if you had some. It doesn't work quite as well as the other two items, but there you go. Cinnamon bears dipped in chocolate.
Okay, so I just realized that there was an issue with my microphone, so if I've had to do voiceovers on some of those other clips, I am so sorry. We are ready to pop out the Fizzing Whizbees, and let's keep our fingers crossed that these will work. I'm scared. So, the chocolate has hardened. It is now ready to be popped out of the mold, so you're going to flip that over and push with your thumb. Oh, it dropped right out. Now, it does have some little extra pieces that I can take a knife and just cut off. The edges aren't super smooth, but again, I'm making these for kids, so I'm not terribly worried about that. I'm just going to take my knife and just trim off some of these little excess edges, but not worry too much about making the shape perfect. This little bee over here has a broken off wing. What a shame. Are you ready for the main event? Are you ready? We're making chocolate frogs. So I have these silicone molds that I got from Amazon, and they make half of a frog, and you can stick it together with another half to make a giant frog, or you can just do one with a flat bottom like we did with the bees. So I don't want these to be pure chocolate, so I'm going to be mixing in with my chocolate some crisp rice cereal. I didn't get the name Brown Rice Krispies because these are cheaper. Oh well. So I think once again I will skip the part about me melting the chocolate and mixing in the Rice Krispies, and I'll come back when we're ready to fill the molds. Welcome back. The chocolate's melted, and I've stirred in about a cup and a half of Rice Krispies, and I'm going to just start filling in the frogs and see how many we get with the amount of chocolate that I made. Alright, so these are filled. I used my fingers to kind of smooth over the tops rather than the knife thing again. I didn't want to cut the silicone on accident, and it just seemed to work better this way. So these are going to go into the fridge, and the next time I see you, we're going to do a little taste test. And we're back. That was a lot of chocolate, and I have a lot of mess, including spilled chocolate on this shirt. You can't see because it's out of frame, but yeah, there's chocolate everywhere. So I didn't film the popping the frogs out of molds because I was talking on the phone to my sister, and you didn't want to hear our conversation. So we're going to show the results. Now, neither of these things look perfect, But here's our little Fizzing Whizbee bee and our chocolate frog. Now, usually I do not eat on camera, but for the sake of this video, I feel like I need to taste test the products to see how they are. So we'll start with the Fizzing Whizbee. I'm just going to take a little bite off of this bee's wing. So those pop rocks get going. And then as the chocolate dissolves, more of them start popping. That's a fun treat. I really think my nieces and nephews are going to enjoy these. And as I mentioned, I'm going to make my students taste test the rest of the ones I made because I don't need to have this much chocolate sitting around my house. So that was yummy. I love the little pop of the Pop Rocks. I haven't had Pop Rocks since before making these for ages and ages. Wow, I forgot how they kind of just bounce and pop in your mouth. Okay, and then we have the chocolate frog. So I didn't do a very good job of making the bottom flat. I don't care. The kids that I'm making this for won't care. They just want to eat a chocolate frog. So I think next time I'm going to let both of these stay in the molds for a longer period of time just so that they firm up better. Especially with the Fizzing Whizbees, I think that'll do better. But for the sake of this video, I was trying to get on with my evening. So anyway, we're gonna have a little bite of this frog. With the Rice Krispies in there, it tastes like a Nestle's Crunch, if you've had one of those. Another thing I haven't had in a long time. So that's kind of fun. I did put a lot of Rice Krispies in just because I wanted to kind of tone down or not have quite as much chocolate in there. So you can see there's quite a few Rice Krispies inside of it. And if I hold it up like this, you can see there's lots in there. You could certainly do this with less or mix in something else if you wanted. Cherry Wallace made chocolate frogs, and she put some peanut butter filling and hazelnut inside her frogs. I've seen other people put marshmallows inside chocolate frogs. It's entirely up to you what you want to create. So this was kind of fun, and I'm excited to make these treats again when it's closer to Christmas for my nieces and nephews. And I'm sure they're going to enjoy them. So I think we are ready to call it the end of the video. I hope you guys are having a wonderful, magical, and bookish day. Happy reading. Adios.